Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. We are live here on Sunday Speaker Series. Can you believe it's our 26th episode? Unbelievable. Let me tell you how we started. Well, I wanted to do a grand finale at the end of 2022. And I invited a lot of powerhouses to join me simply to share their expertise, their mastery, their secret strategies. Yes, we know everyone has a little secret, right? And they all said yes. There is nothing like being surrounded around not like minded women, but like hearted. And they truly wanted to give, they wanted to serve. And with that being said, we were on live sharing strategies, techniques, sisterhood, mental health, wellness, uh, law, trademarks, copyrights. We were sharing how to make 6 and 7 figure. We had a couple 8 figure income earners on. We had Les Brown. We had Kate Hancock, who took $20 and turned it into $20 million via Amazon arbitrage. And it was actually 14 long hours. Can you say 14? Not two, not four, not six, but 14 long hours. And then guess what? New Year's Day was coming because that was the last week of December. And I said, ladies, there's something in my spirit. I want to do this again. Everyone's like, no, Tina, it's going to be New Year's Day. No one's going to be available. And you can fill in the blank. And my response was, that's not my business. That's not my business. And ladies, I encourage you to use that sentence. That's not my business. Those 4 words are extremely powerful when you're laser focused on your goal, when you're operating in your purpose over your paycheck, because your career is what you're paid for, but your calling is what you're made for. And I believe that this is part of my calling. We had it on New Year's Day, and I said it's going to be 2 hours, 2 to 4 hours, because you guys, right? This is New Year's Day, and people are going to be with family. I can tell you, ladies, we went 12 hours long, and hence the birth of Sunday Speaker Series every single Sunday, same place, same time, 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 Central, and 3 p.m. on the East Coast. Now, I am going to introduce myself and move out of the way because the women that are behind me, you guys, you know how they say behind every great man, there's a woman. I'm going to share this. Behind every great, successful, awesome, like riveting, earth shattering, powerful woman, there are other powerful, explosive, riveting women that are a part of the tribe. And I'm telling you, these 2 women, you're going to hear about mental health and mental wellness. And I have not just an attorney, but I have the beast mode. Listen, she is, I call her the diva. She's the legal diva, in my humble opinion. She is a master, an expert. And what I love the most about this lady is that, well, actually, both of them, is that they're servant driven. Like they will give you it all. They just want it executed. They want to utilize. They don't want to throw their pearls to swine. So before I step out of the way, I want to ask you to invite each and every person to this live. Let me tell you why. I just told you. Powerful people, men and women that are going to share their tips, their tools, their techniques, their secret strategies. They're going to expose them for you here on Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. Yes, we speak all over the globe. This came from Dubai. We just came from Paris. We just came from Spain. We have some ladies that are going the end of this month to, guess what, to Italy. And we're also going to be in New York. We are speaking at the University of Johannesburg. And there's so many other things that are coming within the next 6 months and beyond. So really quickly, my name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis. I am the founder of Global Women Speakers. My background is simple. Had everything with my parents as a kid, lost everything because my mom was in a near fatal car accident. And when I say near fatal, she was in a coma for 3 long months, 3 months, November, December, and January. I will never forget it as long as I live because I came home from school and my neighbor said, we're going to take you to go see your mom. That was odd. And so to see my mom in a body cast, jaw broken, wired shut, couldn't talk, didn't even know we existed. So on Thanksgiving, while other children were around that Thanksgiving table with their family, passing that turkey, that German chocolate cake, and that pumpkin pie. My siblings and I were being escorted to the hospital, just thanking God that He spared our life. And it was the same thing for Christmas, where all the other kids were wrapping, unwrapping and revealing their toys, their easy bake ovens, their electronics, their favorite outfit that they had begged for and believed Santa for. We were actually being escorted again to the hospital to thank God that my mother's life was our gift. So we went from having everything to literally nothing, not like the no that's in no thing. We put that there. Moved to the projects. I had to get food stamps. I was on welfare, got pregnant when I was 18, had my daughter when I was 19 years old. Yes. Yes. There's so much more. But just take that to how can I, after all of those things, mother near death, her husband left her when she was in a body cast with 3 children, projects, welfare, food stamps, teenage mom, to being on Necker Island with Richard Branson. Are you kidding me? The billionaire brand, Richard Branson, to being on stage and meeting personally Donald Trump, Mark Cuban, Oprah Winfrey, and I can go on and on and on. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to share something with you, and I'm grateful that you're here. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would like to bring on these 2 powerhouse women. They are here to join me. I just want to tell you that I want you to grab a pen and paper. I want you to take copious notes. But most importantly, I want you to just be laser focused, be present, because what they're going to share is not only going to change your business, but it has a potential when applied and executed to change your life. That's exactly what happened to me. I actually went to an event in Las Vegas I will never forget, and it was by a guy named Marshall Silver. He was a hypnotist, a billionaire, and he had a program called First Million. And I knew I was destined to be a millionaire. I knew there was nothing that was going to prevent me from not just making 7 figures, but to go beyond, right? I knew it. I felt it in my bones, in my being. It is my birthright. And you know what? It's yours too. Yes. And it doesn't have to be 7 or 8 figures. Whatever that thing is that you desire, you got it already. And so I want to bring to the forefront these amazing women that are absolutely incredible. And I'm going to bring Glendora up, and then I'm going to bring attorney Dorna Jenkins up. Yes, Esquire in the house, in the building with Global Women Speakers. Hey, ladies, how are you? Hey, you guys
Hello.
on mute. Hey, see, look, they partying by themselves. They
What
are.
up, what up, what up, though? Hey.
I love when she says that. Say it again. I didn't hear you, Glendora.
What
What
up,
are you
what
doing?
up, what up, though? Hey.
Hey, hey. Dorna's like, what are they doing? So, ladies, I introduced myself, share my story a little bit. I would like for you guys to do exactly the same. And then, so we will start with Glendora. Glendora, who is Glendora? Like, who is Glendora Divine? Matter of fact, is that your real last name, Divine?
Yes, it is. I married him.
Hey.
And before I did, I had to say, like, okay, I am going to have to live up to this and I'm going to take this on. And so
Hey.
I do. I try every day with everything in my being to do that.
Oh, and
I am.
by the way, hold up. By the way, we have something here, ladies, just so you know. It's called the pause break. So when you see me go like this, that means pause.
Okay.
Because we are experts, we're masters, we're boss babes, and we're still a hot mess all at the same time. And so you may say something that you say all the time, but I need to bring it back home so the people in the front, in the back, in the balcony, the ones that standing outside eavesdropping so they can hear it. Right. So if I go pause break, like for example, you said you're living up to that name. I just have to congratulate you for being like literally named one of the top 50 impactful women of 2023, not by your neighborhood, not locally, but globally. So congratulations, the top 50 women of impact of 2023. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, listen, I do clap for myself.
Hey,
So,
hey,
Love
that's
you.
on the
thank you.
back.
Thank you. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, so Glendora, over to you. Tell us who you are, what you do, but most importantly, why you do it. And then after you're done, we're going to go to the Esquire, Dorna Jenkins Taylor, right? So she can exactly tell us who she is, what she does, but most importantly, why she does it. So, Glendora, over to you.
I am Glendora Devine. I am a licensed professional counselor. I'm board certified in telemental health. I am the best business coach to us, mental health clinicians. I help us build, scale, and grow in private practice. I help you, if you are a mental health clinician, I help you become visible. I help you become confident, and I help you become competent in your business, in your private practice. I am so serious about that. And I love that Tina said earlier that me and the other guest is women that will like give it all, because that's what I humbly try and do in my coaching program is give it all. And the reason why that what I do is because I honestly, as a mental health clinician, I think that I was just born to serve. Everything that I always did was actually help somebody else. Even before I became a counselor, that's what I was doing, was just always like, okay, well, I help you. Let's figure out a way, or here I got money on it, whatever. I'm always just trying to help somebody. And even the side joke, when I got my master's degree, we had a graduation party, and my husband stood up and he toasted, and he's like, finally, she can get paid for being in people business, because he was always, I'm always like, Yate, I need some money. Yate, I needed to go do this. I'm always trying to help somebody. And he always knew that. And I really just could not stop myself. So being a licensed professional counselor, I feel it is just a true calling and my true passion. And I just have been elevating it and taking it higher with everything that I do. And I'm just truly grateful to be a leader in mental health. Yes, I
Wow. Yes, you are an absolute leader in mental health. Like when I was reading your bio, I'm like 2014, 2007. I'm like, who is this? Because when you read your bio, you look for, an older person because you've done so much. And I love the fact that you're well experienced. But most importantly for me is that you're like-hearted. You want to get it all. And your husband is a comedian. Like he should be the head of your LOL therapy. He said you finally get paid for being in people's business.
yes, he's a silent comedian because he is so introverted. But yes, that's what he said. And I'm like, and it was the truth, because I was always in his pockets or in his time telling him, I gotta help somebody else.
I love it. Marriage is a wonderful thing. And I have a disclaimer, you guys. I have never been married. I'm just talking about from my experiences of what I've seen from the couples that I'm surrounded with. Like to hear you being extroverted, your husband introverted, but he's willing to go in his pockets for you to help other people. Now,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Marriage is a beautiful thing. And I don't just mean romantically. Anytime you partner or align with anyone, it is a marriage. There is a commitment on both parts, right? And so
Yeah.
I believe in alignment before assignment. And Glendora, I can say that you becoming a part of Global Women Speakers as a premier member has been total alignment. You are a rock star, to say the least. And I am just super stoked of what the next 6 months of this year is going to bring. So when we look back in 2024, when we look back and say, oh my gosh, look what we've done, look what we've accomplished. And just already, I mean, you've already done major things. You've been like literally in like everywhere. You've been omnipresent. You've been on podcasts, you've been on magazines, you've been featured. You're just everywhere. I don't know how you do it because you're also a mom. Is that correct?
I am a mom. I am, and I am very intentional about being a mom. My mom wasn't around for me, and so that is something that I do take very seriously. And I'm glad that you noticed that I get around related to the business and mental health and spreading mental health awareness, because that is what I coach the therapist in my business about. It's my methodology is the VCC system, which is visibility, confidence, and competence in business. It's not enough of African Americans that are mental health clinicians that are actually seen, that we are aware of. And so my goal is to try and touch as many as possible, hopefully 10,000 at least, and help and touch them and help them understand the importance of how to become more visible, how to become more confident and competent in business.
Yes, I love it, love it, love it. Wow. I don't want you to go anywhere. You have to stay right there because we're going to bring our other sister I'm getting ready. Hold on, you guys. If I'm getting ready to get a pen and paper, then I suggest you to do too. Success leave clues. So I have my pen, I have my paper, because yes, I'm a writer. I'm not going to try to remember it all, but what I do know is that I don't want to miss anything. And I encourage you to do the exact same thing. So, matter of fact, if you have to use the restroom, you want to take a sip of water. Look at Glendora. Glendora's like, I got my pen. You want to, take a sip of water. Do it right now, because when she talks, I tell you,
It's like E.F. Hutton, you gotta listen.
you gotta listen. You heard Glendora what she said. What she said. I'm going to bring it to the forefront. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our friend, our sister, the hostess with the mostest. She is no joke. I'm talking about experience, like you heard Glendora's experience. We deal with people that don't. I mean, like literally, we've done it. She hasn't read about it. She didn't copy it from somebody else. She's not going to sit here and just simply regurgitate what she heard from someone else. So I'm going to move myself and Glendora out the way. I'm just going to give Dorna the entire floor, because that's what she deserves. So we just want to know, who are you? What do you do? And why you do it? You can do anything. I mean, you can do anything.
Yes, you
So
can.
why be an attorney? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. So who are you, what you do, and why you do it? So with that being said, Dorna, over to you.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Dr. Tina. I hope I can live up to that wonderful intro that you provided for me with your audience. Who am I? My name is Dorna Jenkins Taylor. I am in my 25th year of practice as an attorney based in Georgia, but my practice is worldwide because my practice area is sports and entertainment. I also represent entrepreneurs and business owners. So my clients are all over the place, and my practice has taken me all over the world several times. What I do, I represent known, iconic, in some instances, sports figures such as Julius Dr. J. Irving. Sorry, I got tongue tied there. With his company, Dr. J Enterprises, that we started back in 2010. Gosh, time has flown. We have, and I have had the opportunity to experience the world, and to be in the room where the deals are made, whether that room is in China or Canada, and to be able to expose myself to the inner workings of intricate business deals, the negotiations associated with that, and then seeing the end result either on television or a movie. We wrote a book, his autobiography. We did a documentary that won an Emmy. Just a wonderful time. And then I have other clients as well. A couple of well-known gospel artists, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, William Murphy. I represent N'Kobe Dean with the Philadelphia Eagles. When I finish this, I've got a meeting with a soccer player who I'm hopeful that I'll be able to sign up, so I can continue to expand my roster. But then my practice also consists of, I like to say, from Dr. J to John Doe. I represent ordinary, everyday Americans who are business owners, who are entrepreneurs, who are uh, even startups. And my passion is teaching about copyrights, trademarks, and trust, revocable family trust. I'll give you a little bit of a, I see that, okay. I can't hear you, Dr. Tina.
Pause, break, pause, break, pause, break. Dorna, do me a favor. Can you bring your screen up? Yes, there you go. Okay, so the reason why we have to do a pause break, because you said 25 years of experience. Is that correct? Did
That's
I hear
correct.
you correctly?
I turned 50 this year, and I've been in practice for 25 of those 50 years.
What?
Yeah.
Talk about consistency, talk about dedication, talk about commitment. You are exemplary. That is the total epitome of those things. 25 years, half of her life has been in law. And I heard that you represent some powerhouse. I mean, I love Tasha Cobb Leonard. I love Dr. J. Met him personally. He is an amazing man, a gentle giant with
Yes.
a heart that's humongous. And so I love that. And you also said from yep, from them, but also the Jane and the John Does. And that's what I love, that you represent entrepreneurs. You talked about trademarks, copyrights, and trust. So when you said those three things, I could not allow you to go any further without you giving us the correct definitions of each of those, because we hear so many people on IG, these IG attorneys,
Yes,
Facebook talking about, you got to get a trust, you got to get a trust, you got to get this is copyright, this is. So if you do not mind, if you
I
can
do
give
not.
us your expertise on what is a copyright, what is a trademark, and what is a trust, and why do we need any of those things? So who
I
wants
would
to
love to.
it? Over to you.
Okay, I would love to. Thank you so much. And Dr. Tina, you've hit on one of my whys. I started teaching online. I was always hesitant to teach online because I can't see who I'm talking to, and I'm always cautious about giving legal advice to someone who's not my client. But the number of people who have no qualifications that are teaching online, teaching law and giving legal advice is so alarming that I just had to start speaking up and speaking out because people are getting so much misinformation. So I thank you for this.
Yes. No, you don't have to stop. You can finish your sentence. This is pause
Okay.
break. I brought in Glendora because she's in mental wellness, right? So she deals with entrepreneurs that we're all losing our mind, but we don't want to face it, right? And so, Glendora, have you ever dealt in your business, like with anything dealing with trademarks or copyrights, or someone trying to take someone's ideal, someone's business, or just anything of that? Do you have any questions about trust? What I want to do is I want to get all the myths. I want to dispel myths. I want to put them to the end. I want them to hear from an expert, so they can go and operate, so we can go and operate our businesses in order and aligned and compliant, because that's the most important thing. And we won't build a brand and have someone say, you know what, oops, that's my copyright. I know you made 2 million, but guess what? It's mine now, because you have a cease and desist. And you're like, why? How? Why? So, Glendora, do you have any questions, or have you had any of those experiences?
So, to be transparent, I did trademark the name of my business as far as the coaching business, Build, Scale, and Grow in Private Practice. So I'm in the process of that now and just waiting on it to come back. I think that that's just a smart move. And a lot of mental health clinicians started their private practice when COVID came. And so with that being said, they still don't understand the importance of trademarking. So I'm so glad that Ms. Donna is here and she is educating us and is going to help pour into us about trademarking. And the other part about it is the trust. I'm glad she brought up the trust too, because that is being transparent again. That's something that me and my husband was actually talking about 2 days ago. And the reality of it is because being African American is just something that is what we really want to educate it on in his household coming up or in mine. And even with the passing of my father and mother and other elders in my family, it still did not come up. Mm-hmm. And but what I'm realizing as a successful businesswoman, African American, and that's something that got missed over with me, is that that's something that I need to really look into and turn that around to and give it to my daughter. So with that being said, it's like God sent to even actually be on this panel with Miss Donna, because I did write your name down. So I will be talking to you about the trust. So please educate everybody else about it, because a lot of people run to the life insurance and they don't understand that ain't what it needs to be. It needs to be the trust. So please educate them on why I even said that.
Yeah, so I'm going to remove myself and Glendora. We are out of here. We're going to turn the floor to none other than the Dorna Taylor Jenkins. Over to you, Dorna. Take it away.
Okay. Thank you. So I appreciate what Glendora said, and I will give you guys my why on why I want to help everybody understand about trust. I got married in 2003. My husband passed away in 2019. He was 47, and it was totally unexpected. I knew everything that I know today, I knew then, but none of it had been put in place. We had not done our wills. We had not done trust, because we always figured we had more time. And I've realized that many people operate in that same way. Just, we know what we need to do, but we just haven't gotten around to it because we think we have more time. Now, obviously, we did have the good sense to go ahead and purchase life insurance when our children were born. So we had that in place, but we did not have our wills. We did not have trust. So I had to go through a process called probate, where I had to get permission from the court to carry on with our lives, as hard as that was. I had to get a guardian ad litem to come into my home to look and make sure it was suitable for my children and that I was the suitable person to take care of them. Now, full transparency, took her 2 minutes to say everything is fine here and left, but I had to pay a fee for that. So I'm on the other side of that mountain now because I did know how to navigate the probate process, but I wanted to make it one of my goals to help spread the word among our community about trust as much as possible, because a trust is a way to avoid probate. And that's not in a sneaky way or anything necessarily is wrong with probate. The problem with probate, though, is that you're looking at about a 6-week at a minimum process, no matter what state you're in, from the point that your loved one passes away to when you can transact any business, whether that's paying their mortgage or moving money in and out of various bank accounts, paying just ordinary bills. And so the probate process in and of itself requires that someone come in, present the will if there is one, file it, get permission from the judge to be appointed executor. If there is no will, administrator, and then it runs in a newspaper for 4 weeks for any and everybody to come and make a claim. And so that process is just expensive, onerous, time consuming, and can cause delays that can do a lot of damage to a family's asset pool if they have things they need to maintain in the absence of their loved one. With a trust, a document is created during your lifetime. You can operate as your own trustee, manage your life. I now, of course, have my trust. I'm my own trustee. I can do things as I please. And when I pass away, that document will partner with a pour over will document, which says, do what the trust says, and appoints a successor trustee to take over my affairs when I've passed away and to conduct things as I've left out in my intentions in my trust. The main difference is they can do that the day after my passing. They don't need court approval. They don't need a hearing. They don't need anything advertised in the newspaper, and they can move on with their life. I highly recommend everyone look into revocable trust. There are many different types of trust, but the revocable living trust is the one I'm describing to you today that's suitable for most everyone. I do form those in my law practice for families. We do an analysis, of course, to make sure that there are assets there that are significant, and it doesn't have to be a multi-million-dollar estate. Really, I say if you have more than it costs to create the trust, you should be in one, simply for the probate avoidance and for the control that your family will have upon your passing. So, like I said, I've made it my passion just to at least educate people on this process. I've seen so many people who aren't qualified on social media, like Dr. Tina said, giving misinformation. And I really started talking about this to clear up the misconceptions and the misinformation that's out there about what a trust is. And my other goal is when someone passes away, I just would like to see more trust fund babies and not GoFundMe babies, where people are having to raise money to bury their loved ones because they haven't created any kind of wealth transfer process in their family. So that's my why, and that's the what when it comes to trust.
Okay, so we have pause break, but we also have mic drop. Yes, yes, yes. GoFundMe is a great platform. It has helped many people, literally millions.
Yes.
But I agree with you. It should not replace, it can be an addition if that's your choice, but it should not replace your life insurance. It should not replace your financial, it should not be a financial vehicle.
It's not estate planning.
Let me
It's
bring,
not estate planning.
no,
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because back in the day, people used to do bake sales, car washes, etc. They have GoFund, so everyone, no matter what it is, GoFundMe, and you'd be amazed at some of the things that I've seen being funded on GoFundMe. But I mean, wow. So okay, so I have a question, and there are questions coming in. If you have a question, if you are watching us live, go ahead and hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, that's fine too, because we're going to have Dorna's information so you can reach out to her. Yes, I promised that this series would not just be a Me Too series where just random people talking about random things. I made a commitment to each and every one of you that you will invest your time. that I will make sure that it's value packed, that it's practical, and that it's actionable. And so I am so ecstatic that she's sharing. Like, this is stuff that you would have to pay anywhere from $100 to 500 simply just for a consultation. Just for a consultation. And she is giving it to you complimentary, free, out of the kindness of her heart here on Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I see some questions coming up. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Awesome. We have Dr. Tina Michelle in the building. What does Dr. Tina Michelle say? Okay. She says, your career is what you're paid for, and your purpose is what you're made for. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Tina Michelle. I appreciate it. Busy Mom TV and Magazine says, hello. Awesome. Are you guys getting some good information here? Are you getting, yes, Shirley Murphy says, hey, ladies. Hey, Shirley, all the way from Abuja. Good to see you. Awesome. Everyone is chiming in. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Now, I have a question. What is the difference between revocable trust and irrevocable trust? I mean, it can be self-explanatory, but I am not an expert. So I don't want to say, oh, I know what I mean. One you can take away, one you can change, and one you can't. I know it's more than that. And so for those of you who are smart, you're geniuses, we know you have that vernacular, and you know your vocabulary. I'm going to ask you to take the experience from an expert. I mean, we all are geniuses. We all can do our own research, but there's a such thing as two things. One, success leaves clues. And then there's another one that says it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. And in my humble opinion, 25 years in law, creating these things over and over again, she has more than 10,000 hours to be that expert. But because she does it on a daily basis from high level to us average people who are just trying to save what we work so hard for, then I'm going to take my advice from none other than, Attorney Dorna Jenkins Taylor. She is absolutely amazing. And so what's the difference between a revocable trust and an irrevocable trust? Sir Dorna, over to you.
Okay, that's a good question. So revocable trust is one that can be changed at will. Documents or assets or houses, cars can be moved in and out of that trust as the trustee sees fit. And that trust can also just be revoked in its entirety at any point if the trustee sees fit. That is the kind of trust that I have, that I put most of my clients in, that are young, active, vibrant people who want to be able to still buy cars, buy houses, move things in and out of their estate in that way. An irrevocable trust is exactly what it sounds like. It cannot be modified. It cannot be changed. When an asset goes into that trust, it must stay there. The reason people do this is for, let's say you're up in age and you think you may need to go into a nursing home under a Medicaid provision. Your assets have to be limited. If an asset goes into a irrevocable trust, it no longer counts as part of your asset pool, so that you can qualify for Medicaid or other medical assistance programs for seniors like that.
Okay. Wow. 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 Listen, go and follow Dorna on all social media platforms, because she is the truth. I mean, she is just not giving you superficial information. Like, this is meat. This is the meat and the potatoes. This is not, I'm going to tease you so you can click the link. I'm going to tease you so you can opt in. She's not here for that. She's here totally as a service. I'm letting you guys know, like, in our lives, all of us have to get past a point of simply making money and being successful and start living a life of significance and contribution. And this is her contribution. I know it off the top of my heart, because she can charge, listen, $500, $1,000, even more for what she's sharing right here, right now. And she's not getting paid to be here. And attorneys charge by the hour. They charge, and she's been here for an hour already, and she's still here giving it. So listen, do me a favor, follow Dorna. Dorna, what is your social media handles? I need to know what they are.
On Facebook, it's Dorna Jenkins Taylor, just like it shows here on the screen without the ESQ, just Dorna Jenkins Taylor. Also on Facebook, I have a group called A Seat at the Table, where I routinely do just this, where I sit and share legal information, but I break it down for ordinary people to understand what things mean and
Dorna Jean
how things
Taylor
work.
on Facebook. Is
Yep,
that correct on the screen?
that is correct.
Tap in, follow her, send her a DM, get in her DM, how they say, slide into her DM. Slide into her DM, and make sure you join seat at the table, because if you're going to be there, you might as well. You already heard Glendora's like, you know what? My husband and I were talking about this just 2 days ago. How not ironic, not by, oh my gosh, it just happened. It's divine appointment.
Everything happens for a reason.
Glendora has something to lose, and the fact that God put it on her heart, or the universe, or whatever you guys want to call it, it was placed on our hearts for her to talk to her husband about it and say, we need to protect ourselves. Most important, we need to make sure that we leave a legacy for our children that no one can come and rape them of. And so I'm going to bring Glendora back to the front, because I see her back there just shaking her head. She's like, woo. She's like, woo. She just can't help herself. Glendora, are you there?
Yes, I am here. I lost my background, but I'm here. Coming from the office. I don't know if you can fix it for me, but I'm here.
Good. I'm glad you're there. So based off of the things that you're hearing, I mean, like, is it anything that you thought? Did you think about? What is that for you, Glendora?
It's exactly what I was thinking and what I had heard about, and that's why we was having that conversation. So I'm like super eager, and I suggest everybody else that is listening, especially if you are a mental health clinician in private practice, what you have already started to do was break generational curses.
Yes.
Dorna is the next step to breaking generational curses. So if you are in private practice, this is, as your business coach, even though you haven't hired me, I'm telling you, I am your business coach. And then my first assignment to you is follow Donna on Facebook.com. I'm sorry for saying Donna, it's Dorna. Please follow her on Facebook.com so you can start letting her pour into your spirit, so you can go ahead and make your phone call and have a conversation with her.
And I'm not your coach, but I'm going to tell you, as a business strategist, as the bottom line queen who made my first 6 figures in 45 days and helped other women do exactly the same, someone who has had multiple businesses set up all the wrong way, making money just ridiculously and not paying, just not doing the right things, not having a team, not being set up properly, not protecting anything, starting a business, stopping it. I'm going to tell you, as your peer, as your colleague, as the bottom line queen, the bottom line is this. Remember that we're working hard for something that's bigger than ourselves, whether it's a legacy, whether it's to take that vacation, whether it's to create generations of wealth. Because all of us have said, you know what? High blood pressure, poverty, all these things run in my family. I need you to step up and say, well, this is where it runs out.
Yes.
Poverty in my family, but this is where it runs out. It ran in my family until it ran into me. It is over.
That's right. Gotta get my clapper.
In the White House, it's about who's in your house. What are you going to do? We are gifting you the knowledge. We're putting you in the right places, in the right rooms with the right people. And it's up to you to tap in. Nobody asked you for a penny. No one asked you for anything. We just said, listen, this is who she is. 25 years of legal expertise, not knowledge. It's a difference, right? Knowledge is when you learn it. Expertise is when you execute it. And she's been doing it for some millionaires, billionaires, and, like she said, the average citizen, business owner, entrepreneur that want to grow their legacy. We got to start leaving our families something more than our Gucci watch, our Mercedes. We got to stop it. And when I say we, I'm talking to everyone. I don't care who you are, no matter who you are. If you're not set up properly, if you're not a trust fund, you don't have to just be a trust fund baby. Let me share something. I have a friend who is a beast in real estate in the state of Michigan, and he calls himself a trust fund adult. I had never heard that word. I'm like, a trust fund adult? He said, yes, my mom worked extremely hard. She built multiple businesses and she put in a trust fund. And I couldn't get in until I was an adult. I'm a trust fund adult. And his mom did laborious work. Like it wasn't that she was the head of something or president. She just created businesses, cleaning homes, and did everything that she could. Bought a house here, bought a house there throughout her life. And she put it in a trust so her son, her family would not have to ask anyone for anything. And I can tell you this, it's your turn. It is your
Yes.
turn. It is your
Yes.
time. And that's why we have
Yes.
Dorna Jenkins Taylor on Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by who? Global
Global Women
Women
Speakers.
Speakers. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. I got carried away. I can't help it. Yes. So my question is, how come you would want a revocable trust if the irrevocable is the one you cannot change? I thought and was told that it's best to get an irrevocable trust, not a revocable.
It just depends on your circumstance. And that's just it. There's no way to say, here's what's best. What's your situation? That's why we consult one-on-one. So if
Yes.
you're 70 and you may need a Medicaid allowance, then absolutely you don't need to be in an irrevocable trust.
Right. Right.
You need to be in an irrevocable trust. Sorry. If you're 50 and you buy houses and cars routinely and you want to be able to use your bank account or your debit card, you do not need to be in an irrevocable trust. You need to be able to revoke and move things around. So it depends on the situation.
Mic drop. I've asked multiple people that question and I've never gotten that answer. I've asked multiple experts, expert trusts, icons, if you will, and I've never gotten that answer. So now I won't ask that question again because I've gotten the answer. And let me reiterate it just for the people who are just jumping on. I want to say who she is. Dorna Jenkins is a legal expert in the field of copywriting, trademarks, trust, but she's also in sports and entertainment. She represents some high profile people. She's literally been doing law for 25 years, half of her life. And so for me, I don't want to have a learning curve. I don't want to I'm just done. I'm just going to turn it over to Glendora. Glendora, I mean, what you got, Glendora? What you got in this aspect? Because I'm like, this needs to be a whole episode by itself. Like, this is unbelievable. And I had someone text me and says, how much does she charge? And I told them as a Global Women Speakers that they would get a Global Women Speakers discount. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Hey. Yes, I love to bless and make sure that, our organization, Glendora, is a premier member. She knows, like, we are all like this. Like, we do mostly everything together. We support each other. And we want to make sure that we get the best of everything. I promise you, like, when Global Women Speakers come to your event, or if one of them have an event, you want to be in the building for multiple reasons. You just want to be. Glendora, before we go, I want to talk about your event. And Dorna, like, okay, so irrevocable and back to irrevocable and irrevocable and
revocable.
Okay, so if you're 70 years old, or like say you're ill and you don't want anything to be changed, you want to make sure that you're taken care of, that nobody has the opportunity to take it away from you and make you be homeless and not put you in the right care, then you want to you want a irrevocable. It was not changeable. It can't be altered. It can't be amended. However, if you're a shaker and a mover, you're an entrepreneur, you're buying houses and cars, you want to move things around from business to business and things of that nature, you want to make it revocable, where you can make alterations, where you can change because your lifestyle changes. Right. And that's just the reality. And so I love that. Woo!
But don't even worry about it. When you get with a qualified attorney, we'll tell you what you need. You don't even need to know. You just need to be.
Not when you get with a qualified attorney, when you get with Jenkins and Taylor and Associates. No. I need you to rephrase that. When they get with who?
When you get with me, Dorna Taylor and Associates, I'm going to guide you based on your situation. So we'll sit via Zoom or in person and figure out what you've got going on. And I tailor it because there are 80 different types of trust.
What?
Yeah. but maybe more, and depending on the states, if you bring in all the different states, but we'll get you into what you need. You might have multi-state real estate. If you
Right.
go through probate, you've got to probate. Your family has to probate in every state that you own a piece of property in. But when you have a certain type of trust, it's just streamlined.
Okay,
So
question. What are you doing July 16th?
let's see.
Look at your calendar.
Um, I am at Uncle Nearest. I don't know if you know about Uncle Nearest Distillery. I'm there for an event that
on
weekend.
all day on the 6th, exactly on the 16th?
I'm flying back from Tennessee to Georgia. What's
On
happening on the 16th?
So you'll be in Georgia on the 16th?
I'll be coming back here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you about it later. Just remember that I'm going to tell you about it, but it's going to be funny.
Okay. All right.
Yes. All right. So, Glendora, go ahead. I mean, I see you back there marinating. Go ahead, girl.
I'm just excited to meet Dorna. I can't wait to follow her on Facebook. Again, I encourage, if you are a mental health clinician in private practice, I encourage you to follow Dorna too, so you can get the information that she drops. Okay. This is a really big business move. This is a really good connection for you to have a profitable, sustainable, and marketable business, is to have a connection with somebody like herself. So that's why I'm going to connect. So that's why I'm encouraging you to connect. But if you're ready to do a little bit more than connect with Dorna, you want to get some more valid resources, and if you are a mental health clinician in private practice, then come talk to me. You can
Yeah.
come talk to me at links. I should have put it in the chat, but links dot. Let me see if I can. I'll put it in the chat, but you come talk to me and let's see if I can, be of assistance to you. I have a lot of resources connected to the industry in our field that really helps us. And if you are serious about building, scaling, and growing in your private practice, you want to be visible.
And not see if she can help you. I'm going to say that I've met Glendora in person. I know her. I've been around her. I've heard her speak. And also, the other clinicians that are part of her inner circle, I can tell you they're all flourishing. Whitney Coleman, who I adore, is part of Global Women Speakers. She's a premier member as well. And I mean, I've met so many of them. Glendora is truly committed to helping clinicians like raise the bar in the mental health space. Clinicians, it's time for you to stop being America's best kept secret. Come out and heal people publicly. Like, be proud of your profession. You are a therapist. You are saving marriages. You are saving people's lives. You are giving America a reason, like literally a reason. When I say a reason? You're giving America a reason to be united, right? We should not just ignite or unite when there's a tragedy. We should unite when there's healing. And that's what you therapists are doing. I'm super ecstatic. I am honored to have each of you as part of Global Women Speakers. And Glendora, we lost Glendora really quickly. Where did she go? There she is. There she is.
I am here. I'm telling you, I'm great. So it's not going to allow me to not be great. Okay. I am great. Okay. So here I am. But I'm serious. Like, if you are a mental health therapist and you're serious about standing out in your community and online, being visible, being confident when you do, and understanding the nature of business, what they did not teach us, then I am here for you. And I hope the link got in there where you could just come on, make an appointment, get on my calendar, talk to me,
Yes.
and see if I can connect you with more beautiful resources in our industry, like Miss Dorna, that really benefits us in our business and help us become competent in the business aspect. Be more than just an entrepreneur.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Let's see if we have Glendora's link, because we would definitely want to put that up. We want to
Did it come
definitely.
through?
Yes, it did. Yes, it
Okay,
did.
great. Just
Yay.
go ahead, get on my calendar.
Yes, get on the calendar. Did somebody say get on the calendar? Get on the
Get on
calendar.
the calendar.
Get on the calendar. Get on the calendar, ladies. Get
Time
on.
to elevate. Time to elevate.
Yeah.
We're in the second half of this year. You
Yep.
know, we're in the second half of this year. So what Miss Dorner had been talking about is like literally looking at your books. You're doing business. How are you doing business? You know, are you looking at how your business is going to be left at the end of this year? With something happened to you, what are you going to have to go through probate court? Or is that how you got it set up? Don't have it set up like that. This part of the year, or did you protect it? Did you start the trademark? Did you even start the conversation about trademark? I mean, if
This is
you're
what I
serious
love.
about,
Do you
yeah,
guys
if you're
this?
serious about being in business,
Donna
let's
has
do
already
it.
dropped the gems and nuggets. Myself and Glendora have already picked it up. We're reiterating what she's saying. Like we're supporting each other. And it's not
Mhm.
like it's not manufactured. This is just genuine. They didn't
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
they jumped on Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. We have 5 core values of Global Women Speakers. Number 1 is charity. You must serve other people. It must be bigger than yourselves. We volunteer at hospitals, at adult daycares, at golf tournaments. We volunteer every single where for every cause. Number 2 is culture. The culture. This is our culture. We are heart centered. Glendora's just being genuine. She doesn't even know Dorna. This is not a paid endorsement.
And I love it.
And number 3 is community. Community. You have to have a community that's safe, non-judgmental, of like-hearted, not minded, right? Because you can change your mind. It's revocable. Your mind is a revocable trust.
I love it.
You want like-hearted, and that's exactly who we are. And also communication. You must be able to articulate, to communicate your needs. More importantly, not just what you want, you need to communicate what you don't want. Because, ladies and gentlemen, oftentimes in our lives, we're so busy talking about what we want that when we get what we don't want, we accept it. So I'm saying start focusing on what you do not want, what you will not tolerate. Focus on your non-negotiables. There are some things that
yeah,
are non-negotiable. Disrespect
yeah.
is non-negotiable. Periods. I go where I'm celebrated and not tolerated. Mm. Hold on.
Mm.
Let me drop my own mic. So look at Dorna. I love it. So yes, 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 ladies. And number 5 is collaboration. Collaboration.
Yes.
Charity, culture, community, communication, and collaboration. And we collaborate a lot. Matter of fact, Global Women Speakers collaborates with over 29 different global organizations. Period. Period. I don't have to go hunt for them. They hunt for us. As I was talking to, I think Glendora, I was like, Glendora, I have 56. Now I have 34 different opportunities on the desk. Like we got to get them out. They don't even know what's going on behind the scene. They just wake up one day and they realize, oh wow, I'm part of the top 50. Yes, you are. Man, I'm going to be on this podcast. I'm going to be featured. Yes. And we are dropping our Global Women Speakers magazine in July. It's going to be insane. The cover is not for sale. So please, people, stop inboxing me, asking me how much is the cover? How much? It's not for sale. It's for Global Women Speakers. Because it is my reasonable service to make sure that they're highlighted, that they have the visibility, the exposure, not just locally, but globally. And they don't have to go and pay anyone to be on the magazine because they're on Global Women Speakers magazine. How about that? And we're working on getting it in airports. That's all I got to say. But we have another guest. I want to bring her in, Demetria Bowie. It's so funny. She texted me, sent me a message. Was like, "Are you going to be at my event in LA?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." She's like, "We talked about it." And I'm like, "Let me bring in my sister. Where is she? Demetria, are you there? Demetria Bowie, are you there?"
This is Dr. Sherry.
Oh, Dr. Sherry, I'm sorry. Okay, so let me reverse. Woo, let me reverse. Okay, so we have our guest coming up, Demetria Bowie. But right now, let me tell you who we have. I didn't even know you were back there. You should have texted me, girl. This is not, listen, this is funny because she's Dr. Sherry Dark. Good old, like good old boys, like good old, right?
Got
And
it.
so we're thinking of like, we have to have a name. Like she has to have a name. And we're thinking of all these names. And we're like, you know what? How about the Dr. Sherry? There's a lot of Dr. Sherry's, but they're not the Dr. Sherry. And so I'm excited to have her. Dr. Sherry, she is, listen, she is a physician. She is not a, you know, she is not a doctor. She is an MD, right? Everyone
Yes.
called doc nowadays, right? Dr. Sherry, do me a favor, pull your screen down a little bit so we can see more of you and less of the space. There you go, some more, just a little more. It may look funny to you, but it looks right for us. There you go. Awesome. So Dr. Sherry is a physician. She is a coach. She's a mentor. She is, listen, a chief medical director of a huge, well-known, I would say, health clinic or hospital. I would just say an organization. How about that?
Organization.
She is unbelievable, and her message, woo, is powerful. Now, yes, she's a listen. She is a chief medical director, right? She's a medical director of a huge health organization. She's a coach, a mother, a wife, and she has this project, and you know what it's called? Purpose over paycheck. What? Dr. Sherry, did we just say that?
We did. We did. We just said that. We just said that. And we said it out loud.
Oh, we did. So can you
Unapologetic.
yes, can you tell us a little bit more about purpose over paycheck? What is that about? Like, is that just a cute little title, or what is that about?
Absolutely.
Dr. Sherry,
Oh
well,
my goodness.
I
First
want
of
you to
all,
tell us who you are,
yes.
what you do, why you do it, and what is purpose over paycheck. I'm going to remove myself and bring to the forefront none.
Oh my goodness. First of all, I've got to thank Dr. Tina D. Lewis for doing exactly what she does. Excellent at everything she does. She is the bottom line queen for a reason. She actually means what she says about the sisterhood. So I want to salute you today, Queen, for bringing me to your royal platform. I don't take that lightly. I get to spend a few moments with you and the sisters on today at Global Women Speakers. So I got to do that first off the bat. But listen, I am Dr. Sherry Dark-Goodo. They call me the Dr. Sherry because, you know, there's only one that really counts, the one that you're listening to right now. But I absolutely love what I do. I am the 3M diva. I am ministry. I am also medicine. And I am mindset. Got to get your mind together in this particular season. And so that's who I am. She's already stated, wife, bonus mom. I'm a grandma of 14 amazing grandloves. And so life goes on. But listen, as we're talking about this and the opportunity to be in corporate America, to serve like none other, but I also serve in many nonprofits as well, including the one that I have. But today we're talking about purpose over paycheck. How did I get there? A few years ago, I sat in that particular chair and transition was taking place. The problem is it was taking place without a strategy. I thought that all there was just a paycheck, make it another day, do some good in the community, perhaps in someone's life, and we're done. But at the end of that season, 15 years in private practice, it wasn't enough. I still needed to do something else. And I found out that there was purpose over the paycheck. There was something far greater in me that still had not come out. And that thing needed to get out. Over the course of about 8 years, yeah, I've had that time to understand exactly what it is, why it is, and why I'm sitting here talking about it. So do we want purpose over paycheck? Do we want job over generations? Do we want salary over successors? Because that's where I was sitting. I had an amazing job, but I had not talked to the generations yet. I had an amazing, amazing salary, but I had no successors to step in. My work obviously was not done. What made that solidify for me was this past November, motor vehicle accident. And yeah, car total. Thank goodness I wasn't. But when I went through that and I came out of the emergency room, there was a work board. I've seen them tons of times when I've been on duty. And there's always a little message up in the left-hand corner to kind of inspire us as we're getting through the day. And they still use this, I know, 21st century. But that day, Thanksgiving Day, 2022, upper left-hand corner and in bold pink writing was a statement that said, if you were to lose your place today, who would know? I stopped. Of all things, after a near fatal accident, to be on the board, it caused me to want to push even more. And from that moment, yes, purpose has been over paycheck. Who have I impacted? Who have I inspired? Who will remember me? Who will do better because of me? Did I leave it in print or will they have to guess about it? Yeah, a lot of things hit me. Now, listen, I know when you're in that moment of transition, whatever it is, for me, it was a near death experience. For me, it was a time of burnout about 8 years ago and needing to do better. But maybe that's a transition where you've seen new hires come in and you want to leave an impact. You don't have to leave your job to do this. Maybe it's a new grand love. I have 14 of them. I know exactly what that means. Maybe it's helping someone in a charity that doesn't know your strengths, your strategies, and what it means in business. That's purpose over paycheck. I had the opportunity to do that as well, to give back. A major nonprofit corporation in St. Louis who needed our help. In that brief time, we had 2 hours to turn it around. I was elected as the project manager. Who knew I needed to take that lead? Somebody did. I did. And when I did that, and we came back in with our individual sessions, both of the ladies, one of them a CEO, and the other is a project manager from day in and day out, began to weep sitting in that chair. They were crying. They were saying, how did you pick up on those things? How did you know we needed that? We serve the homeless. We serve an HIV population. We give them shelter when no one else does. But you heard our vision in just 2 hours, and then you put a package together. You left it with a strategy that we can utilize. And all you wanted for this moment, really, you didn't ask for anything. You took it. I said the paycheck was in your smile. The paycheck was when you said thank you. The paycheck for me was that we served purpose that day. It was purpose over paycheck. We were paid in full. In fact, we got a bonus because guess what? They want to work with us again. We helped them with an expansion project. I'm telling you, ladies, listen, we're doing an anthology right now. Purpose over paycheck. We're going to have an author's call. They are signing up. I'm going to put my link in the chat in just a moment. It's bit.ly/the Dr. Sherry. But you want to set up a call with me. You want to talk with me about your part that still needs to be in print. My mom left some amazing gems for me and some amazing things. She didn't have a will, but she put the will to go on in me because she said, you're the author and someday you'll write about it. Guess what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to write about that thing. I want you to do this as well. I want you to be able to share with your 27-year-old self if you're 57. I want you to be able to share with your 18-year-old self if you're 38. I want you to be able to share with your 6-year-old self if you are 26. I want you to be able to share those things such that when they get to that part of the journey, they understand purpose is much greater than the account. What counts is what you have left. And I've got a favorite passage. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I don't know if you're able to see or if you can read. Joelle is like, wow, like-hearted. I'm using that. Are you seeing all of these things that are coming up like on the screen? Like, I don't know if you can see them, but
I've seen them pop in.
yes.
Yes.
Busy Moms TV and Magazine said that's a great opportunity with the magazine. Sakia Bennett, all the way from Texas, says hello. Purpose over paycheck. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's a project that's going to be, you know what? I don't even like calling it a project. It's really a movement. It is a movement. This is a movement. we are embracing each other where they are. Like, we know that you have to do what you have to do.
Yes.
You can do what you want to do. And that's when you start operating in your purpose. And we're not saying working your job or showing up as an
Mhm.
employee or showing up as a supervisor, that's not operating your purpose. It absolutely is. You were
Yes.
positioned there for a reason.
Yes.
We're saying that there is so much more, right? Because there's
Mhm.
always more. No matter what your dress size is or how much you weigh, you can always get better. No matter how much
Absolutely.
money you make, there's always room for more. You know why?
Mhm.
Because the more you make,
More you can give.
and the
Yeah.
more you give, the greater the impact. And
Yes.
that's what it's all about. So while the Dr. Sherry was unbelievable, I want you to literally go find her on Facebook. What's your Facebook, Dr. Sherry?
Um, Sherry Dark Goodo, Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. YouTube, the Dr. Sherry. Amazing.
Ah,
Yes, and absolutely. So you can find me there as well. And I would love to speak with you. I would love for you to be a part of this journey. I would love for you to be a part of
mm.
this movement. Thank you, Dr. Tina D. Lewis. That, the queen. Yes, thank you.
Hey,
Yes, yes.
that's what we do. Yes, there's so much more ahead. I mean, literally, Dr. Sherry has been a global women speaker probably for like 4 days.
Right. And I'm loving it. Oh my goodness. It's like, where has she been all my life?
Well, it's an honor to have you as an ultimate member. I mean, you are now on Sunday Speaker Series, sharing the word. You have a project that's not going to just simply make you an additional stream of income, but it's going to impact the lives of women and men around the globe for multiple reasons. We're letting them know that it's okay to have a job. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to not have enough, because right, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we are never finished. In my
No,
humble opinion, we are never finished. It is
no.
always going to be a journey, right? There is no,
Yes,
I believe that we see the destination, but we just can't get there because we
that's
always
right.
want more.
That's
It
right.
says
Always.
obedient to the higher calling. There's a higher calling. Make your election
Yes,
sure.
election.
Or
Yes, sure. Absolutely. And that's what you're doing here. I thank God for trailblazers such as yourself that's willing to go first. Somebody's got to go first.
mm,
And you've done that. And now you're looking back at those who are behind you and say, girl, get up. Come
yes,
on. You got
yes,
this. You
yes.
can rock this crown. Let's
Thank
go.
the Dr. Sherry. So you see how she's a powerhouse. So if you want to be a part of her anthology, you want to be a part of not her project, but her movement, then I want you to simply reach out to Dr. Sherry, reach out to me. We will get you plugged in, because how many women are you accepting, Dr. Sherry?
I am accepting right now only 20. The
Ah,
slots are already filling up, you
uh,
know, and so you had better get in quick. We're going to
yeah.
make another call, but come on in the room. I
Oh,
would love for you to share your message in
wow.
this movement.
Yes, purpose over paycheck. Purpose over paycheck. Dr. Sherry, we have a young lady. I don't if you know if you had a chance to see her, but her name is Dr. Well, I'll call her Doctor because I'm actually going to nominate her for an honorary doctorate, because she's done the work. That's the reality. Somebody on Facebook says hi. If you're on Facebook and you're watching this, you have to give StreamYard permission to use your name as well as your photo. So go to streamyard.com/Facebook, streamyard.com/Facebook, and we'll be able to see your beautiful faces as well as know your name. It will not say Facebook user and a blank photo. It will literally have your name. So I see we have Glendora sitting there. She's like, woo. So Glendora, this is the Dr. Sherry. I love that we just always get a chance to meet and see who else is connected, because that's what it's about. It's about who is connected to those 5 pillars: the charity, the culture, the community, the communication, and the collaboration. Speaking of collaboration, so this is Dr. Glenn. I mean, this is Glendora. I'm telling you, I'm not nominated. She's going to be Dr. Glendora. I'm just saying that she's going to be nominated, but Glendora Divine. Listen, 2007, 2014. She's been in like a therapist for dang, Glendora. I mean, are you sure you're not like 80 and you just look young? Like
Yes, I am sure. Yes.
it's
Just trying to just take care of yourself, Just take care of yourself.
well, okay,
But
so
Dr. Sherry, I
you
would
have
love to say to you,
do you have any secrets while you're talking about taking care of yourself? We want to know, do you have any secrets?
the secret is making sure I just literally take time out for myself, and just get away from the things that don't feel good, or as you continue to get older, you start to really understand what peace is and what brings you peace and how to hold on to it. If you older and touching into the wiser spot.
Mm,
I really love the title of her project, Passion Over Paycheck, Purpose Over Paycheck, correct?
mhm.
Purpose Over Paycheck. And the reason why, is because as a mental health therapist and I coach therapists, when they come to me, the one thing that I do is help them identify what their true purpose is. And when they are, before they come to me, it's really a thought process where they are focusing on the paycheck. How do I get paid? How many clients can I get? And so what I teach them is how to honestly let out your purpose, and let's just focus on your purpose and see the people that you truly have a passion to see, and allow that to overcome. And when they do that, the paycheck, it grows. It just really, it grows because they're no longer focusing on, and their time grows, their freedom grows, their ability to be with their family and enjoy being a therapist, enjoy having a private practice. They All of that starts to come into fruition because they literally is enjoying life, enjoying their dreams. So I love the purpose over paycheck, because people don't understand that you have to tap into your purpose in order
Yes,
to live your best life,
Yeah.
in order to
yes,
not just exist. And even when you go into these professions like ours, they in the mental health field, they kind of like teach us all the same thing. So when you come out of school, you start to focus on the paycheck, the paycheck. How many clients can I see? But the reality is, you need to focus on your niche, your purpose, your passion. And now I'm so glad am able to help bring that out of so many therapists, because that is the truth. And I'm so glad that you are writing that anthology, because it was just a confirmation. Yeah, it's purpose, not the paycheck.
woo, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Glendora. I know it's going to be instated, but I'm going to go ahead and use it now because you are speaking my language.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. That's just what we do here on Sunday Speaker Series, sponsored by Global Women Speakers. Woo! Yes. So I could just tell you that we have powerhouses. We are not here to play. Listen, you heard Glendora say, like, the year's almost over, you guys. This is halftime, ladies.
This is happening.
Ladies, it is halftime. And it doesn't matter what you didn't do. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter what you should have done. All that matters is what you're going to do. Don't allow what you didn't do, what you should have done, what you could have done, stop you from what you're about to do. And I stand in agreement with you. I believe that in halftime is when champions are made, right? Like, have you ever watched any athletic sport, any sporting event? Champions are made during halftime. There can be a team that's totally annihilating the opponents, right? The score is 23-0, 50-0. Those are the scores at halftime. And then something gets into that other team where they come to their huddle. This is our huddle. This is that time. This is that huddle where we're like, you know what? This is not how the story is going to end. And ladies, you can stop at any point in your life. You can stop right now and say, this is not how the story's going to end. You get to rewrite, erase, tear that page out of the book, write a new story. We
So
cannot
let
go
me
and start
look. As
beginning
you say that, Tina,
down.
the huddle. Tina,
Go,
when you
go.
say that huddle, get your huddle, that you're talking about who are you supporting? Who's around you right now in that huddle? Who is helping you finna carry out the rest of the 6 months? Who is there that's finna help you say, you got this, I got you, let's do this. So when you and Tina say, look at this huddle, we huddling around right now. Global Women Speaker, we're huddling around some powerful, dynamic people that's actually taking action, not just talking. So make sure that you are centering yourself around people that are not just talking, but literally taking action on purpose, right? On purpose. So you can actually see the benefits by that December. I always tell people, Tina and Dr. Sher, I always tell people, I said, listen, when December 25th get here, celebrate yourself. Don't just celebrate Christmas. Sit still for a minute and celebrate yourself. Celebrate what you have accomplished, what you have done. So in order to do that, be intentional right now. So when December 25th get here, you can celebrate yourself, not just everybody else. If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense to me, because I think that when we put those presents under the tree, if you don't see you first, something has gone awry. I should be that present under the tree that I am expecting. Should God allow me to cross over into the next year, that says, go ahead and open it up, girl. Plans await.
Woo!
Take action.
That's what should happen every December 25th. Every December 25th, you should have that. And it took me a long time to celebrate me, which is why I shared with you today. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait.
I was definitely living in imposter syndrome. I don't even want to talk about that, Dr. Glendora.
Break. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because there's so, you said it took you a long time to celebrate yourself. Glendora is a professional, mental health, wellness. You know, we all suffered with that. And I did too, like, because I even have a post on my Facebook page that, and I think it was during the pandemic, and I was having so many wins, but I would, every time I go to post, I would read the thread and I would get like punched in the stomach, like I can't post this yet. So I wouldn't post it. I would compose it, but I wouldn't post it. And then I just have to break out of this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And so I posted on my page. I said, you know what? I need to be transparent. I'm having so many wins, but I can't celebrate myself because there's so many people around me that are hurting. Who am I to say, hey, this is what I'm doing? How can I serve and how can I help? That post is still on my Facebook. It garners so many engagements because people were like, thank you. Yes, I'm hurting. Yes, I need this. And we just came together as a community. That's one of the core pillars, giving charity, finding ways to help out. And so I found an organization that this lady, she's a master seamstress. She was making masks and they were making them in big bags. She had a whole crew. And so I was the driver. I would pick up the bag from one location, take it to a hospital, take it to a clinic. And so I was able to serve in that capacity. So I was still winning. But even when you're winning, take a look around you and see how can you help others win? How can you give someone else a star? How can you make that flow? Glendora, what's your thoughts to that?
I think that's dead on point, because the reality of it is, I even made a post about a month ago, and it was saying something like, I was feeling down. I said, but every time I realized that, what, you're feeling down, I would see something and it'd be a blessing of somebody saying, hey, I really need your counsel, or I love Laugh Out Loud Therapy. It really helped me. I can't wait till you do your next one. And that was the email I had just got. And I was like, dang, I was feeling down. So I be feeling like, you know what? I can't even feel down, because every time I try or get that moment, God say, nope, not right now. So, it's just that the ability to just be around, good people. But the reality of it is, we are going to go through the ups and downs yourself, and being able to give back and help people, because every time that, like I say, I feel like I'm getting down, somebody always remind me how I really have helped them. And that always bring me right back to, girl, get up, keep moving, do what you got to do. But the reality of me being a person, a human, that's part of life. I think about my father leaving. He passed on, and other people in my family, I would become sad. So it's just a part of life. So, and then to make you question, you question yourself because it's just a part of life. You're a human. So, but the reality of it is, when you do stuff for others in those moments, it's almost like you're thanking God for your existence.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like that's the point of Thanksgiving. So when you are feeling in those moments,
Mm.
think about the energy and put it on somebody else where you're lifting them up, you're helping them out. I love those TikToks and those videos on Facebook where these people go around and they're doing these social experiments and they're trying to see if they help people and they're giving people money or cars or whatever. I love that. At the same time, I don't, because it's actually being videotaped for social media. But I love the fact that they are actually, lifting other people's spirits that is not even expecting it.
You know what, Glendora, you bring up a very special point. Like, I was torn when I went to Thailand. I went to Bangkok. I had an absolute blast. And I was always the one saying, Dr. Sherry, I was saying, I want the animals to be free. Let the animals free. Let them roam. Get them out of captivity. But when I went to Bangkok, I rode an elephant. I rode an elephant. And they are captive, right? So I
Right.
get it. I get it. So Dr. Sherry, like, when you're
Yeah.
torn, like, it's good to create those social experiences, and it's good to get allow other people to see you doing good, because what it does, in my humble opinion, is it quickens the spirit in other people to want them to go out and do good too. And then I see Glendora's point of, like, if you're going to do it, don't do it for social media. But then I'm like, let's do it for social media, because we can create something very pivotal, where, look, you guys, you can have a doctorate, you can make 7 figures and still can't talk. Like, pivotal. So pivotal, where it can be a movement. There was a movie, if anyone can think of that movie, where everyone was doing good and it just started to catch on like wildfire. It began to perpetuate and duplicate throughout the state, the city, and everyone everywhere was doing good. So I would like that kind of utopia. But Dr. Sherry, what's your take on, doing good and having it videotaped, or doing good and doing it in silence? So Dr. Sherry, over to you.
Oh my goodness. I see wins on either side. I've been the backside of the desert person who's done good, and no cameras rolling. I loved it. I loved it. I love the anonymity of it. I love walking away with the feeling of just knowing that I was nice, and it was nice to be nice. It was a wonderful feeling. But then there are those other times where we need to utilize the message, social media, and then to encourage those, just as you said so well, each of you. And that's a message to everybody else that your part in the world, a small deed, a smile, a sandwich, buying someone a cup of coffee, paying it forward, it has a message in it. Because sometimes others don't get the message until we become that message and we become a visible message.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe.
You know what?
So I'm good on the side.
I would even take it like, far as like the charity, what we do, we giving back. That's so important for not just, who you are, but who you are representing in your community. And that's one of the things that I really try to teach the therapists that's in my coaching program is, if you really want to have a successful private practice, you're going to have to get out here and get in the community and volunteer. And so, it's not the volunteer and you can use it for your social media posts, to help spread the message of what you're doing. But the reality of it is you need to just get out here and I always teach them too. I said, when you go out here and you volunteer, don't volunteer in Glendora Divine name. Go out here and volunteer in your business name. In the name of mental health, you show up in the name of mental health. So it's really about, giving back. And then when you're giving back in a way that is actually helping and benefiting not just the people that's immediately around you, but people in your community. And it might be your online community as well.
What's the saying? It says people don't care what you do.
It's how you make them feel.
How you make them feel. So that's
how you make them feel.
May saying, yes, focus on the purpose and God will supply the paycheck. Yes. Busy Moms TV and Magazine says, write your own story. We have Whitney Coleman, Glendora, you definitely are a blessing. There you go. I mean, that's proof. That's testimony. That is
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Whitney. And so are you. You're amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, Whitney is also a premier member of Global Women Speakers. Okay, Busy Mom TV and Magazine says, I won't just work if it's not helping someone. I don't do it. Awesome. I get it. I get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your participation. We are getting close to the ending. Like, we refuse to allow it to be 14 hours like before. I have people texting saying, can they get on? Can they get on? Yes, next Sunday. You can get on next Sunday. I want to honor the time of our special guest, the Dr. Sherry. And I'm saying Dr. Glendora Divine. That's me. She didn't say that. I did. You have a problem with it? Get in my inbox. I'm just saying. So we
Thank
had
you.
Lorna Jenkins Taylor of Taylor and Associates talking about copyrights, trademarks, and trust. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you need to tap into Dorna. She has been doing law for 25 years, half of her life, half of her life. And what I do know is that the people that she deals with in the sports and entertainment industry, to get her at a discounted rate is truly a blessing. If she can protect Dr. J's assets, if she can protect Tasha Cobbs Leonard Gospel, if she can protect all of these high profile people who have way more money than we do, or I'm not gonna say we, I'll say me. They have way more money than I do. If she can protect them, then she's good enough for me. And that's my take. And so I wanted you ladies to give a 30-second takeaway. I see we lost Dr. Sherry. We lost the Dr. Sherry, but that's okay. So Glendora, I would love for you to just share just 3 takeaways that you can leave with our audience, because it's important. It's important that they get a chance to know exactly what it is. I'm reading my message. Okay, she got lost. Oh. All right. So, Glendora, before we go, we're going to give like a 30-second something powerful, impactful, practical, actionary that they can use right here, right now. What is one thing that you would like to leave with our listeners? So, Glendora, over to you. Take it away.
First thing that I want you to leave with, the recap on what we talked about today. If you didn't hear anything, please hear the word trust. And if you are a business owner, especially if you are a therapist, a mental health clinician in private practice, please understand the trust. Reach out to Ms. Dorna and understand what you need to do in order to start yours. Again, I'm a business coach, so I'm serious about how you are running your business, your private practice. I want you to be competent and understand that it's just as
Yes.
big as Walmart. Okay, it's just as big as Walmart. The second thing I would like for you to remember is purpose over your paycheck. Again, if I love the fact that Dr. Sherry said that, and that's what she's using as her tagline for her project. If you can get into her project, but the main thing, if you are a mental health clinician, what I want you to remember that you have to understand your purpose. You have to niche down, and it doesn't matter if you're doing depression, anxiety, or trauma, and everybody else is doing it. You're doing it a different way, and if you're unsure how to actually get it done or speak
out to Glendora.
Speak it. Talk to me, because I want to help you speak it easily in 2 minutes. Seriously, write the bio in 47 words or less. Seriously. Okay. And the third thing that I want you to remember is that you only have one life. One. So live. Don't just exist. Don't get stuck in a mess of life. It's coming to you. It's supposed to. Accept it, but don't get stuck. Keep it moving.
Woo! There's been so many mic drops. It's been insane, and I absolutely love it. And so, Glendora, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for your time, for your expertise. and most importantly for what you're doing, because you may not see it, but it's just that drop in the river, that drop in the ocean that ripples. Even when you're not here, you're going to leave a legacy, and you're impacting not just Atlanta, Georgia, not just Georgia, not just other states, but your impact is global. So I thank you for being a part of Global Women Speakers. You are a powerhouse. You're my sister from another mister. You are my hashtag global sister for life. There's blood in and blood out.
No, thank you. Thank you. I am so honored to be a part of Global Women Speaker. I'm so honored to just be under your guidance, Tina. Dr. Tina Lee Lewis. Thank you. TheBomb.com, the bottom line queen. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. It's my absolute pleasure. So, ladies, there you have it. We've had none other than did I say the? We had none other than Dorna Jenkins Taylor, attorney for 25 years, 25 years doing what she does, and she's an expert at it. We had Glendora Devine. Glendora is a licensed, certified, like mental health expert who is passionate about setting the captives free. She is passionate about helping other clinicians level up, give of themselves, but most importantly, operate in their purpose. And then, of course, the Dr. Sherry. The Dr. Sherry. There is none like this lady. She is a firecracker. And if you believe that you have a purpose that's bigger than your paycheck, then I want you to tap in to get inside this anthology. She's only taken 20, but here's the deal. If you know me, you know I'm going to refer everybody. I'm going to tell everyone about it, because I want people to not just be published authors. I want them to share their gift. I want them to operate in their purpose. I want to be a reason why someone didn't give up. And I am going to pour all of my energy, my time, and my resources into this project for multiple reasons. One, because I believe in the Dr. Sherry, and two, she's an ultimate member of Global Women Speakers. Like, how could I not? Not only am I going to pour my time, my energy, and my resources, but I'm going to have my mentors pour into this project as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say I thank you so much for being here on your beautiful Sunday afternoons, because I know without a shadow of a doubt you can be anywhere else, but you made a decision, you made a choice to be here with us, Global Women Speakers, on our Sunday Speaker Series. And I just want to say thank you. Shukriya. Gracias. You are absolutely amazing. You are worthy. You are here for a purpose that nobody else can bring to the world but you, And I know at times the burdens are heavy. And I read a book that says, "Come unto me, all ye who are burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And I can tell you this, there's been times in my life that I just wanted to quit. Living in the projects was hard for me. It was a culture shock. When I used to say that I was going to LA, meaning going back to my old neighborhood, people would be like, "You're going way over there?" I'm like, "This is LA." But they have been so encaged that they can't see outside of where they exist. It was hard. Also, being a single teenage mom, taking my daughter to school with me, taking her everywhere I went was hard. I call my daughter not a drug baby, but a drag baby. I dragged her everywhere I went because I had no option. I wanted her to be with me. I didn't want to just leave her with anyone. And so for those of you who have a support system, use it. Lean on them. Just for temporarily, I promise you, your toddlers will not even remember. Do what you have to do. Set the stage for your children and for your children's children and for your children's children. Set the stage for your legacy. And I can tell you that doing all of those things was hard. Even going into that county building, I felt icky. I didn't want to be there, but I had to. And I'm here to tell you that going through all of those things, it caused me to develop a bulldog tenacity, a perseverance, grit like never before. And in building Global Women Speakers, my promise to global women speakers is that they will get the businesses, the projects, the products, the visibility, the exposure, the notoriety that they absolutely work for. I believe they deserve it. I believe I deserve it. But I know in life we get what we expect and we get what we work for. And so if you're listening to our 26th episode of Sunday Speaker Series, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will be on stages around the globe. And coming up first, we'll be in Italy. And we also have Coach Vanessa having something in the UK. It's going to be explosive and power packed with prophetesses and evangelists and some entrepreneurs. It's going to be amazing. And then we are going to be in New York with the WIN conference on July 10th and 11th. I'm telling you, you want to be there. Just come out and hang out with us. Come out and hang out with global women speakers. We will be in New York on July 10th and 11th. And then after that, we have some events that are in a local market. And then we're going to be speaking at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa. I'm stoked out of my mind, not just myself, but of course, all of the global women speakers. I never have an opportunity that I keep to myself. I always open it up to all the global women speakers to share their message, their stories, sell their products and their services, and network with women around the globe. I am Dr. Tina D. Lewis, the founder of Global Women Speakers. And I can tell you this, we're launching our magazine in July. It's going to be explosive. It will not just be another pamphlet. It will not just be another marketing material, but it is going to bring value. I'm going to highlight each and every member. I am going to allow other businesses to advertise to our audiences and us to theirs. We are five core pillars: charity, culture, communication, community, and collaboration. And we live by those. If you are like-minded, great. But even more so, if you're like-hearted, we will love to hear your story. We would love for you to be a part of Purpose Over Paycheck, that anthology with the Dr. Sherry. We would love for you to be a member of Global Women Speakers so you can share your message, sell your products and your services, and network with like-hearted women around the globe. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, just like Les Brown would say. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And this episode is officially a wrap. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless your dreams. Mwah. Bye-bye.